support of Energy FC and the growing game here in Oklahoma City.
And that is it. We have completed 90 minutes here in Oklahoma City. We will go to extra time. Get into the box. Here's the shot! Shot! And the Energy lead it 2-1. Here we go with a chance for Colorado Springs. And they put it into the back of the net to tie it up at 2. And there is the final whistle. We will go to 10 from the mark to determine a winner in the grueling grudge match. For the win for Oklahoma City, can Evan Newton save it? Gonzalez approaches. The Energy win it. They're going to the Western Conference Finals.
Welcome to beautiful and historic Taft Stadium as we're getting ready for the 2016 USL season to kick off. A wonderful place to do it and an intriguing matchup to start it all off. One of the classics of last year's playoffs being replayed again in this early part of the season. Juan Arango here alongside George C. Metellus. It's a pleasure to be here with you, man.
Always, as usual. Looking forward to this this USL season. It is going to be fabulous, and Energy FC really have a legitimate shot at winning the title if they can build on what they did from last year.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a very tough, very competitive season, to be honest with you. As far as the team is concerned, yeah, it's built. It has a lot more pieces, as well as Colorado Springs, who come in also gunning for that title.
Yeah, you know, the Western Conference was very tight last season, as Colorado Springs actually finished just 1 point behind Energy FC in the Western Conference standings, and then there's that epic playoff game that we just saw. So anything is possible in the USL, but this is going to be a great game and a little bit of revenge for the Switchbacks in this matchup. We'll see how Energy FC handles that heat that Colorado Springs will bring to them today.
But as far as the heat that you're talking about, let's see how everything was leading up to today's matchup. Brent Skarkey has more.
Energy fans, the wait is over. The USL regular season kicking off tonight against Colorado Springs. Your Oklahoma City Energy trying to start their season on the right foot as they face one of their prime rivals, Colorado Springs, of course, a team they played 3 times last year. They beat in Colorado Springs. They played to a 3-3 draw in Oklahoma City in the final matchup in the regular season, and then the overtime shootout thriller in the postseason. They know each other very well.
In the home opener against the rival, with obviously the drama from the last time we played against them, I think it's going to be a very epic game, you know, and hopefully we get another full house and another atmosphere to rival it.
Looking forward for this for the last 3-4 months since we played the last games against LA Galaxy. So yeah, we're ready, and we want to get out there and get some points.
You reach that stage in preseason where you need to play for some points, and I think I have the feeling we're there right now. Colorado Switchback is a very, very good team. It's a solid team. It's a hard-working team with a lot of quality. In my opinion, one of the best offense in the league. We don't go into the game with the mentality that we got to be careful. You know, we got to come out and it's got to be 2 steps forward and see if we can get momentum from the first second.
Oklahoma City looking for a little bit more production on offense as they go into their first regular season match against Colorado Springs, but we know it's going to be a good one if the past is any indication of the future. The future is right around the corner. Oklahoma City and Colorado Springs going head-to-head. Let's go Energy.
Thanks, Brent. And you see right there, Colorado Springs looking very poised for this matchup. Casey Townsend right there was a little bit over there, also going to be a very key player. But you see Colorado Springs coming in very intent on being able to get a positive result and most likely looking to get the victory to start out in the right foot.
Yeah, you're talking about positive result, and we mentioned the Western Conference standings last season. The top 4 teams separated by 1 point. Orange County atop of the Western Conference with the #1 seed on goal differential, then followed by Energy FC, and then the Switchbacks in Sacramento Republic, each of 46. So it's going to be important that teams pick up points early. But for the Switchbacks, they want to get a measure of revenge, pick up 3 points, and stop Energy from getting momentum at home. Energy FC last season, 2nd best home record. They want to capitalize on that good crowd, that good energy, if you will, pardon the pun, and at home this season. They want to do it against a rival. It's a big 3 points. It's a great way to start the season opener. We'll see what happens in the next 90 minutes.
So it'll be interesting to see that, as now the national anthem being played at Taft Stadium, a very intriguing matchup, but also time to recognize being here in America.
The Spring Creek Elementary School Choir.
Future singers, future soccer players, maybe a couple that could be stars of the future for Energy FC on the pitch. And it'll be interesting to see this lineup as you see the starting 11 for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, Steve Churchuk putting out a 4-3-3, so look out for the captain, Luke Vercolini, as he is the captain, and also one of the men that was important in leading the Switchbacks to the playoffs, the finalist for the MVP award as well, 14 goals and 9 assists last season. So Luke Vercolini will be important for the Switchbacks going forward, and Miguel Gonzalez as well, one of the top goal scorers in the league last season. He had 10 goals to match the number on his back. An interesting family situation going on in this matchup between the Switchbacks and Energy FC. We'll get to the we'll talk about that when we get to the energy lineup there.
You stole my story.
I'm sorry.
Man.
There
I
you
was
go.
about to go mention that, but you stole it. No problem. Daniel Gonzalez, the brother right there, number 12 for Energy FC, but also for Jimmy Nielsen, a 4-2-3-1 as it's Cody Larendi in goal, Thomas Hedrick Andrews, and Kalen Wright in the back. Gareth Evans and Daniel Gonzalez holding the middle, while Casey Townsend, Michael Biscoff, and Sebastian Dalgard in the attack. Of course, one of the leading goal scorers, the second leading goal scorer last season in USL. King Koenig, Danny Koenig, will be the man up top, the one that many will be looking at to see how he can be able to really start things up for this Energy FC side as they look to be able to get the 3 points and start out in the right foot. So, George, I mean, some of the keys, some of the matchups that you were mentioning early on, that's really interesting to see. We're talking about the defense for the Switchbacks, trying to see how they can neutralize, but also you start looking at Dalgard, you start looking at Biscoff. Townsend, also a good threat on the out wide. Kalen Wright and going down the left would be another interesting way to see how they can neutralize. There are a lot of weapons, although all the eyeballs will be placed on number 9.
Yeah, Danny Koenig is 21 goals last season, second leading goal scorer behind Matt Fondy, who's now in the NSL with Jacksonville Armada. But it's going to be crucial for Energy FC this season, especially with everyone focused on Koenig. Who will step up and score the goals, get to the double digits, be that other goal-scoring threat to take a little bit of pressure off Koenig and then also open up the defense as well. That appears to be the case for the number 25, Michael Buskov. He will be the one that will be kind of that man that has to be that secondary striker to score a lot of goals for Jimmy Nielsen. So it's up to Josh Phillips and Christian Ibegaha in the middle of the defense for Colorado Springs to slow down those two. But that's going to be the key all season for Energy FC. Who's going to be that secondary striker to take some of the pressure off Koenig and open up the defense for the rest of the guys throughout the season?
Getting ready here for the beginning of the match as it's referee Leszek Stalmach being the man that will impart justice here on the pitch. He'll be assisted by Tony Obas and Joel McKell on the sidelines. And fourth referee, Eric Barris, will be the fourth referee, and we are underway. Welcome everyone to the beginning of the 2016 USL season. Again, I'm Juan Arango alongside George DiMattelis. Glad to have you on board as ball bouncing around here. There could have been offside, but the ball doesn't go his way as all of a sudden you start seeing Colorado Springs springing out first, looking to be ambitious. Both teams, no punches being held back. As a stoppage of play there early on, offside being called initially already, but very interesting to see how Colorado Springs are looking to come out of the gate. I mean, just absolutely looking to try and get after Cody Larendi's goal.
Yeah, well, for the Switchbacks for Colorado Springs, it's very important that they try to get a goal early to take the crowd out of the game, take some of that nervous energy out of the game, and not allow Oklahoma City to reestablish their kind of game, which is a lot of possession-heavy ball. So they really are going to have to press. You see them, they're pressing that back line just in the first few seconds. That could be something to watch for as the game progresses.
Boskov dropping it back, looking for Casey Townsend. Both looking to associate down the wing as they're trying to open things up. Looking for Koenig immediately. Well, the ball bounces around. Koenig can't control it, and immediately you start seeing Colorado Springs looking to break out.
It might be the best way that Colorado Springs gets a goal is on the counterattack, because you figure at home with Jimmy Nielsen as the coach of Oklahoma City, they're going to try and not so much slow the pace down, but control the possession, try to control the tempo and the rhythm of the game.
Deep ball, a bit too far. Kind of compromising there, but no problem for Gorick there to clear that ball out, as it'll be a throw-in already in the first 2 minutes. Seen it quite a bit as Devala Gorick kicking that out. A bit of a shank there, but still trying to avoid things as quick as possible. Here's Kalen Ryden with the throw-in. Koenig looking to try and set things up. Couldn't get it properly, couldn't latch onto it properly to keep it alive, and now it goes immediately back to the visitors.
Yeah, look out for that number 3, Christian Ibeagha. He's going to be important, marking Koenig and also Josh Phillips. How those two work together to try to neutralize Koenig could be a major factor in this game.
Special thanks to tonight's presenting partner, Mercy, official medical provider for Energy FC.
You can tell so far in the midfield, both teams trying to fill each other out, but Energy FC, that back line of Andrews, Hedrick, Thomas, and Ryden. They have to be careful. They're going to have to make some quick passes out of the back because it looks like just very early on the front three of Colorado Springs is putting some pressure on them.
Yeah, they're putting some pressure and forcing the mistakes. Really very complicated to try and get out. Back the ball goes quickly as Daniel Gonzalez looking to put the ball back.
Yep.
The captain right there, Michael Thomas.
80 to 68. Nice.
One of the veterans on this team. The stalwarts is Koenig trying to play as a pivot in the middle. He opens things up as it goes down the right-hand side. It's a side of preference so far in the early stages of this match. Already 4 minutes in. As Energy just looking to try and hold the ball in the middle. Gareth Evans opening things up. Andrews.
So look at Maven putting pressure on Andrews, forcing him back, forcing them as far away from their goal as possible, far away from Team Koenig getting a touch.
The problem there is you start to see Sebastian Dalgaard start getting in one of his teammates' way. Try and open the spaces up in order to try and complicate things for the defense, not make it the other way around. There's a foul being called in the middle of the pitch there by referee Leszek Stalmach. As it's former Korean youth product there in the King. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. Of course, looking at him as far as where he's positioned on the pitch, trying to be that player that the ball comes to so he can help distribute a little bit better at that number 10 spot.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's going to have to be a fulcrum in the midfield and help Vercolone out in terms of building up the attack and then obviously scoring goals. But he's going to be that fulcrum in the midfield. He's going to have to play very well, especially when you consider how well Oklahoma City, how well Energy FC play at home.
Evans winning that ball, trying to settle it down here for Energy as it's cleared out. A little bit untidy there as Oklahoma City trying to just drop back and defend. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs opening up down the wide side. It's Jordan Burt looking to cross it through. Laurenti has to slap it out. Better miscommunication there in the back is, again, it's Michael Thomas having to clear it out of harm's way. But Energy having a lot of problems. Biscoff can't control it. Now you start seeing Oklahoma City really holding back and really having some complications, not being able to bring the ball down, more importantly, and keep it on the ground to try and circulate the ball better. As you see right there, a very dangerous threat as Miguel Gonzalez looking to set things up for a possible set-piece goal here.
You saw that cross that went into the area. That's the space that Kalen Ryden was supposed to be in. He got there late, and that was a very dangerous opportunity for a switchback. So Ryden has to do better there.
Suggs with the ball, very dangerously coming through. Cleared out there at the last minute. It's going to be a corner kick. First of the match. It'll be for Colorado Springs.
Set pieces, very underrated part of the attack, especially when you're on the road team. If you can get it going off a set piece, that really can be deflating.
Coming through, looking to go first post, and it's cleared out. Nobody really help on the breakout as Burt turns around, secures it. Again. Going out wide, can't control it. Wasn't in the right angle to be able to do anything, Mike Seth, and quickly it's going to be reset here. And it's Dalgaard. Now playing a little bit more towards the right in his usual position on the pitch. But again, quickly taken away there as you start seeing Colorado Springs really dictating the pace and the positioning on the pitch, but good defensive play there as the ball goes out wide. And now let's see what Energy FC can start doing on the break. Bit of miscommunication there as Koenig comes in. You start seeing Biscoff waiting. Who knows what happens, but it should have been the other way around. Should have been Biscoff waiting and Koenig making himself a presence in his reference area. That did not happen.
Yeah, he got a little too, dropped back too far in the midfield. He's got to kind of make the spacing a little bit better. Got into his own man. Luckily for them, they were able to get the ball back.
Ball going through as it's again Biscoff going down the wing and trying to look for Townsend. Has to drop the ball back over to Cyprian Hendrick. Hendrick right there. It's had gone out already, so fine. They drop it back a little bit, no big deal. Okay, they got the throw in. They have to reset a little bit more. But early on, you start seeing a couple of important tendencies so far, George. You start seeing, first of all, the pressing that's being imposed by Colorado Springs, and also the lack of reaction that you're seeing from Energy FC on the other end to really organize themselves, slow the pace down, and try and get everybody a little bit more involved.
It might just be first 10 minutes, first 8 minutes of the match, season opener, nervous jitters, nervous energy, if you will. That's why. But if you figure in 5 or 10 minutes, it'll settle down, and then you'll see how the game is going to play out.
Burt, as the ball bounces in the area, trying to keep it through, right to Koenig, and he has it denied. A tremendous effort, but an even better save there by Davala Gorg, but all for naught as an infraction was already called prior to the strike, much to the displeasure of the fans. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, it looks like it's an offsides here.
Right there,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's offside.
You see him coming. Actually, he was already in offside position and was moving laterally, so an offside there first of the match. But that's one of the things that makes him so dangerous. His positioning inside the area is what makes him such a lethal threat, and you saw that last year.
Yeah, no doubt, and you got to give credit there. Sebastian Dahlgaard being brave, elevating, winning that ball in the air. And even though Koenig was offsides, still won that ball in the air. That's a positive sign going forward. That might be something that Energy FC can exploit as the match progresses. So we'll see what happens there. But the aerial game is something that's very underrated, especially in season openers when you're still trying to feel each other out. You get a good set piece in there, that can calm things down.
Ball being moved around there as it's Luke Vercoloni. Springs trying to spring through, but yeah, they have been able to be very successful down the wings. They really haven't been able to translate that play inside, and that's been one of the things that really has kind of limited them on the attack, although they have been very effective in really dominating, tilting the pitch in their favor.
Well, Colorado, for the most part, they are being very, very fierce in their pressing. It seems like any time an Energy FC player gets the ball, within 1 or 2 seconds, someone is on their back pressing them, trying to win the ball back. So the problem is with that philosophy is how long can they sustain it? We see teams do it for 30, 45, maybe even 60, but can they sustain it?
Vercoloni, good play there. The foul's going to be called in favor of Colorado Springs, as the foul looks like it's going to be on Gareth Evans. But that play, how it was sprung, it wasn't just the run being made by Vercoloni, it was the work that he did prior for Colorado Springs to recover that ball, and that led to the eventual run that he made.
But you're also seeing that back line of Energy FC. They aren't moving in unison together. They've been caught high a couple of times, up high a couple of times, and you see Evans having to track back because one of the defenders was not in their proper position. So Evans sacrificed there because the back line not in the right position.
First yellow card of the match, first yellow card of the season, going to Gareth Evans, and another set piece opportunity from a similar position that we saw earlier on. As again, it'll be Josh Suggs. They're going to serve it in, very dangerous, but it's cleared out there at the last second. As it's, again, Burt chasing it back. He drops it back to Davala Gorg from Mountainville, West Virginia. Still scoreless here, as you see Gareth Evans, first player with a yellow card tonight. Seth trying to make it through. Gonzalez looking out wide as the run was being made by one of his teammates, by Luke Vercoloni. You see Vercoloni doing very well. You see him on the right, you see him on the left, you see him stopping and kind of putting gaps. You know, he's stopping and making the gaps, or filling those gaps, I should say. And you see that he's been the most active player so far, regardless of which team you're looking at.
Well, you talk about the captain, the team's best player. Usually, when you put up the numbers that Vercoloni has put up last season, the coach is going to allow him that freedom to move around and create opportunities and get goals. So that's not unusual. He'll continue to do that for the rest of the game.
Ball bouncing around, and it's going to be again Lorendi. Just timing it out of there. He's going to prepare and trying to defend right there as a pivot man. There's a foul again on Evans. He's got to watch out.
Yes.
At this stage, doesn't want to be. You know that Leszek Stalmach isn't going to give him another yellow card already.
Right.
for something like that, but still has to be watching out as far as the contact is concerned.
Look, he's talking to the referee, Juan. You see him, he's talking.
Yeah.
He knows how much Steinmacher has in terms of patience for the trash talking. So lots of time left, Evans. It's only 0-0.
And it's only 13 minutes,
too. 30 minutes in, right, yeah.
Hedrick putting the ball in the air. That's recovered quickly by Gonzalez. Nice move by Gonzalez. He's looking to try and penetrate, and he does that. Able to go inside the box. A shot right into the hands of Cody Lorendi. Lorendi looking to try and break out quickly, cannot do so. So, you know, let's slow this down a little bit. I think right now, instead of trying to speed things up, what Energy FC need to do is try and slow it down and try and establish himself a bit more.
Yeah, I think Casey Townsend there in defense, he can't let Gonzalez get around him. He's got to keep him in front of him, not allow him to get around him like that. That was a dangerous opportunity there. Well done by Lorendi, well positioned to make a pretty comfortable save.
Daniel Gonzalez has the ball going deep. Really not much else that can be done, but good play there as Josh Phillips able to settle that ball down, keep it in play. Andrews. So Andrew looking for a way to get out of their own half of the pitch, and that's not the way to do it. Those little details in a matchup so tight.
Yep.
I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel here, let's be honest. I mean,
yeah.
Those types of giveaways, can cost you.
But that was created by Colorado Springs putting pressure on the midfield, not giving Andrews any options, and wind up turning it over. Good job by Colorado Springs in their marking in the midfield.
Riccoloni to Tae-Sung Kim. Going out wide. It's again Colorado Springs looking to run off the ball. Well, the shot and a great save by Lorendi, who all of a sudden in the 15th minute of play has become one of the stars of the match. A couple of good interventions, but a great chance there. Looks like he had touched it initially. Let's see. It skips off the crossbar. That's why. And Lorendi already being threatened, but Colorado Springs tremendous there, as they've been able to dictate offensively what needs to be done.
If you have to look at that play there and you look at the Energy midfielders, where was Daniel Gonzalez? Where was Gareth Evans to close down on that shot, not allow that shot to get off, or at least be in the way for a possible deflection?
Bit of a scuffle there.
Jordan Burt getting into it.
Remember, Energy FC's next home match is Saturday, April 9th at 7 p.m. at historic Taft Stadium. Take advantage of FC Energy's Family 4-Pack. Get 4 tickets and $20 in concession cash starting at $80. Call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com to learn more. Sixteenth minute of play and still no score here at Taft Stadium. Dribble around there, not a very good option there for Energy's Daniel Gonzalez. Wide it goes to Burt. Burt being harassed there by Dalgar, so it goes back to Tae-Sung Kim. Over to Miguel Gonzalez. Kim. Knocking it around, trying to triangulate their way into the box. Finding a man, but cannot connect. Could be a goal kick here for Energy, but again, really impressive how the change of pace, the change of tempo, going from pressing in the middle to recovering the ball to really slowing it down and finding the right passing or the right connections up top so far for Colorado Springs.
Well, that's because Miguel Gonzalez and Luke Vercoloni, their two best players, their two best attacking players, are seeing a lot of the ball. And we talked about Colorado Springs pressing in the midfield. You don't see Energy FC doing that too much. They're giving them some space, kind of a bend, don't break mentality. And it's, so far, obviously no goals, but they've had some dangerous opportunities. And you see Vercoloni breaking into the box. That cannot be a good sign going forward for Energy FC.
Only 2 opportunities on goal.
Yeah.
The ball is won by Ibiaga. Ball brought down. Dalgard. Still being fought there. Good work. Battling, struggling, looking for a teammate, but cannot do so. There's Michael Biskoff. Does enough, though, to create the foul, so a good set-piece opportunity here for Energy FC in the 18th minute of play.
That's great work by Michael Biskov. Sometimes it's not the beauty, it's not the great passing or the goals, but hard work, those efforts like that win you games, that get you goal-scoring opportunities. Well done by Michael Biskov to get the ball, win possession, and then ultimately get a free kick awarded.
The ball comes through, it's crashing all over the place, bouncing, threatening, but right into the hands of Divalagora.
We've seen already in a couple of set pieces, we saw a throw-in earlier in the match. They get the ball in the area, Energy FC. They can disrupt and disorganize that Colorado Springs defense. So Colorado is going to have to tighten that up, although Energy FC, if they can continue to do that, they can continue to disorganize them, can get a goal out of it.
Seth not being able to find he has 2 green jerseys hovering him. Jimmy Nielsen already off his bench. It'll be interesting to see what kind of indications he's giving. One of the important things that I guess you could start looking at as far as Nielsen's adjustments that he can make is the spacing. If you start looking at the spacing that his team does have,
yes,
sometimes it does open up somebody on the opposite side, and that's exactly what's happened so far.
And the problem is they have to get those passes quicker out to the open man. That space is open, the ball has to move out there quickly, and that can create goal scoring opportunities. Hasn't quite happened, and mainly because Colorado had a lot of the possession as well.
So that 4-3-3 kind of become you could say a 4-1-2-3, I guess. You see Argueta moving towards the middle, dropping back, while Kim and Vercoloni pretty much are pretty much in front of him. But
right.
Vercoloni kind of drifting there in the middle.
Well, that's because they're able to do that and be more aggressive going forward, because they are a little bit crisper in the midfield with their passing. They're holding on to a little more possession, and so that allows them to do that. But they have to be careful, because look how high up Ube Agha is. Look how up Phillips is.
Yeah.
They could get caught on a counterattack very quickly with the right combination of passing. So we all know that Koenig is a fantastic finisher. So they might be playing with a little bit of fire, Colorado Springs, if they're not careful.
Dalgard just way too far. And notice where Danny Koenig is playing.
Yeah.
And Biskov kind of lined up beside each other.
When we were doing the lineups, we thought it would be a 4-2-3-1 with Biskov behind Koenig, but I guess because of the fact that they've had to be a little more defensive in the first 20 minutes, it's kind of morphed into a 4-4-2. Let's see if they...
don't be here. Don't let my producer say that.
Oh, okay.
Here's Biskov, actually. He's making a run, looking to go out inside. Has to go out wide and play kind of slow down. Koenig making a run with Colorado Springs. Clear that ball out as it's Kim. Open things up. Colorado trying to break out, but can't do so as it's Caleb Ryden now down the left. I haven't mentioned his name much. Usually he's one of those players that you will see him make the occasional excursion down that left flank, but nothing much going on. And now Colorado Springs looking to start a breakout or a counterattack, but not much going on. There's Marty Maben holding it, still going through. Here's a chance. Good job by Hedrick using his body to start bumping.
Turn in your raffle tickets.
Taking away the opportunity there for Miguel Gonzalez to have the better angle and prevent the shot.
That's a great recovery defense by Hedrick, because that ball was turned over in the midfield by Andrews. He made a poor pass, gave it right back to the the Switchbacks, and that ultimately cost them a chance at going forward. Well, it cost them the defensive shape, and then ultimately Gonzalez was able to go through.
That was a bit telling, though, what you just mentioned, because to see how he was able to get through without a lot of obstacles.
Right.
But also you got to give Hedrick a lot of credit there, as he used his body to really take away the scoring opportunity. Seth really recovering the ball, doing a good job as it goes to Gonzalez. He goes out wide. Here's a good opportunity for Colorado Springs. The ball goes down the left-hand side. The chance, a shot, had open. Oh, could not collect it properly. Has to reset up. Another chance, another ball going through, onside, and it'll be the goal for Colorado Springs. Let's see if there's an offside. Just trying to confirm.
Yeah. It is offside.
Offside.
Offside there. Just want to make sure, as you did see Lorendi screaming and yelling, but there was no indication. A little bit late there on the call, but it did come nonetheless. It looked like it was right there. If we have a chance to see the replay, right about. Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, it's clear.
Clearly.
Very
Clearly.
But you know what? The Energy FC, that back line, they are playing soft. In the penalty area, we saw that Argueta had a chance. He couldn't control it. And Maben had a chance as well.
Again, down the left-hand side, George is now Colorado Springs finding themselves a little bit more inspired. There's Cody Andrews clearing that ball out. Picking up all the rubber off of that pitch. Trying to diffuse that situation. Starting to see a little bit back and forth. Saw Energy starting to get a little bit more inspired, but Colorado Springs saying, we're bossing this game right now.
Right now they are, and Oklahoma City, they have to find a way to get some possession.
Suggs with the throw-in. Looking for Seth, could not find the big man. Because Energy just having to clear that ball out, trying to get it out of their own final third. But overall, 24th minute of play, still scoreless, but hasn't been because of lack of effort.
Yeah, both teams having a couple of chances, although Energy FC, their best chance came off of offside position. But for the most part, Colorado Springs have been the more aggressive side going forward. They've had the ball longer in their opposition half, and that has led to some dangerous opportunities as Lorendi's had to make a save. But they have to, Energy FC, that back line has to be more aggressive when Colorado Springs has the ball. They got to press harder, and especially that back line. They can't allow these guys to get space in the area and take shots and create opportunities.
Wanted to give a special thanks to tonight's presenting partner, Mercy, official medical provider for Energy FC. Still scoreless, but Energy having a lot of problems now, trying to slow the pace down, trying to connect, trying to string together some passes here and there. It's Cody Andrews.
Evans. Gareth Evans just did there. Track back, give Cody Andrews someone to pass the ball to, kind of target. That was a good move there because Cody Andrews has been sloppy in his distribution from the back in this game.
Again, giving Danny Koenig those balls. He's out on an island so far.
Yeah.
Save for the opportunity when he was offside, he really has not touched the ball in significant and really quality situations as Gareth Evans looking to serve that ball near the 18.
Oklahoma City just has to play with a little more patience. Just have to be a little more patient on the ball. As you mentioned, string together more than 4 or 5 passes, slowly build up the attack to get the ball to Koenig.
Evans looking to go out wide. A bit of a reckless challenge, but still coming out all aces was Devala Goric, timing it very well. Kind of found himself in no man's land, but it was beneficial for him at the end. And Biskoff finding himself ahead as well as Andrews, and now the counter is only 3 players having to come back. Gareth Evans now playing as a defender because Cody Andrews is caught on the attack. Burt. Over to Argueta. A bit too far, very dangerous. Maybe even close to offside, but Argueta showing some vision, switching the ball over and trying to find his teammate, but obviously the execution wasn't quite there.
Energy FC got a little bit lucky there because, as you mentioned, Andrews got caught way too high. For a central defender to be that far up in attack, that's dangerous. Good job by Gareth Evans to cover that space. And eventually
usually in those situations, you have to try and prevent the breakout from occurring, especially if your defenders are going on the attack. Evans. Good job by Biskoff going out wide. Koenig. And Biskoff going and not referencing himself as far as the defense is concerned and getting another offside, but very slow as far as trying to create something. Energy FC, they get near that final third and all of a sudden you don't see the offense being too productive as of right now.
You know, Juan, in modern football, you usually have the wing backs come up and provide the attack, you know, add some extra bodies in attack, provide the crosses and the service into the area. We haven't seen Bryden go too far, make too far of a run into the opposition penalty area, to Colorado's penalty area, and the same for Michael Thomas. We haven't seen too much of him going and making a run into the Colorado Springs penalty area. So that might have to change. I would have rather have those two making deep runs than Cody Andrews getting caught up high and then Evans having to track back.
Again, you start seeing Gonzalez Argueta also as he's patrolling the middle. He's marshaling the middle of the pitch for Colorado Springs. Dalgard shields away. Argueta is playing now down left-hand side, and you wish he's your command, George, because it was Kalen Ryder now making a run down the left-hand side. He's being marked there by Mike Seth, has to drop it back as Andrews, and now Hedrick. Back to Andrews.
And normally you'd like to see either your left back or your right back bomb up those flanks, and then Evans come back with Andrews, Hedrick as the defensive cover, if you will. But we haven't seen, especially Michael Thomas, we haven't seen him go up that right side too much. I wonder if that's by design or just because Colorado Springs has had a lot of the possession in this game, but you'd like to see him go a little more forward, be a little more aggressive in attack.
Thomas as the ball goes back. Energy looking to open things up. Here's Gonzalez. But quickly, 2, 3, 4 touches, tops each time, and Colorado Springs is already on top of their opponent, trying to prevent anything from happening.
And Colorado Springs is really playing those quick touches. They try not to have the ball for too long. Some decent movement away from the ball as well. And that's really caught OKC by surprise.
Townsend now playing towards the middle. Usually at the beginning, we're accustomed to seeing him play alongside what Biscoff has been in order to really create something. Biscoff wasn't there, but still a throw-in for Energy FC.
I'd like to see if Daniel Gonzalez, I think he needs to get more involved in the attack. You know, Evans is your traditional kind of number 5 defensive midfielder. Gonzalez can kind of fill in that role behind Biskov and Koenig.
Seth opening it out wide to the left. That's been where Colorado Springs have been very dangerous. The switchbacks have been lethal down that left side. The opportunities have all come through that end. That'll get them as it goes to Ibiaga. Cross aimlessly fluttering over Cody Lorendi. And Energy FC's next home match is Saturday, April 9th at 7 p.m. here at historic Taft Stadium. Take advantage of Energy FC's Family 4-Pack. Get 4 tickets and $20 in concessions cash starting at $80. Call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com to learn more. 31 minutes. I'm not sure if Energy have put a shot on goal or near goal. Lorendi! Oh, big mistake here. The chance, the shot, and the score for Colorado Springs. Oh, brutally terrible gaff there as it's Marty Mabin cleaning it up, sweeping it up, and putting it away.
That's the result of the switchbacks forwards putting pressure on the defenders in the back line. You see, look at Mabin putting pressure on Hedrick. There's a miscommunication between Lorendi and Hedrick, and that's probably the easiest goal he's going to score all season.
Switchbacks FC
Well,
goal.
might as well get it out of the way
Marty
now,
Mabin.
but terrible gaff there, and also terrible lack of communication between goalkeeper and central defender. Martin Mabin with his first of the season. And we've been talking about the mistakes and the spacing and everything else that really has been going on, George. And that's proof in the pudding there that really the more tangible things that we need to be looking at, those problems, those issues, end to looming large in matchups such as this one.
Well, and you have to think about, look, Cody Andrews, where was he? How far up the pitch was he? Where was he? He should be level and even with Hedrick, so at least he can come and attack at Mabin there. He came back a little too late, and it was an easy finish for Mabin. I mean, you can't blame him. Obviously, it's not his fault, but that back line has been just disorganized the entire
It needs to
game.
be throughout, communication throughout. Here's Mike Seth. As he's being challenged there by Kalen Wright and has to drop it back into the middle. Nobody there. Easily swept up there and trying to open things up. Let's see if this is more of a wake-up call, as you've seen a bit more somniferous offensive effort from Energy FC. Gareth Evans recovering that ball, having to drop it back to Cody Lorendi. Again, that is a horrid gaffe for Energy FC's backline. I know for sure that you'll see Jimmy Nielsen having at least a word or two to say about that particular issue.
And remember, Jimmy Nielsen is a former goalkeeper. He knows about that position.
Oh, I don't want to be Cody Lorendi right now.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Bert.
That might be rough in the locker room at halftime for sure.
Gonzalez. Suggs, who's been one of those players you mentioned, that's been running down that left side. As the effort there by Seth, recovered by Jordan Burt down the right. And you mentioned something about the outside backs. Yeah, you haven't seen Energy really be able to exploit the players that they have on their wings, but you have seen Colorado Springs really open up. You've seen Burt make some runs. You've also seen Josh Suggs being able to make some runs as well. So that's been a very interesting combination there. I get that.
Well, what happens is when you are pressing in the midfield and you are dispossessing your opposition, or the opposition, because of that pressing, is making poor decisions, passing the ball through the midfield, you're having a lot more possession. When you have a lot more possession, your wing backs like Suggs and Burt in this case can get up the park a little more often, provide a little more width in the attack. So the pressing that Colorado Springs has put on Energy FC in these first 35 minutes has taken its toll and has really helped the attack so far and really flustered Energy FC.
In the middle, still the pressure. As soon as they lose the ball, first thing they do, try to recover.
Yep.
It'll be a throw-in for Energy already in the 35th minute of play.
The question for Colorado Springs is, how long can they sustain that? We've seen it time and time again. Teams pressure. The first half, obviously they're in excellent physical condition, but it's exhausting to pressure and press for 90 minutes. Most teams can't do it, and most teams, they get worn out by the 60th minute, and that's when things start to happen for the opposition. So for Energy FC, I'm sure they want to pull back and go very quickly, but the key for them is being patient.
Seth. Ball going from one end to the other is Colorado Springs being very patient on the build-up. Kalen Wright dropping it back, although Seth was there trying to create some danger. Not enough to really be able to complicate things as far as that's concerned. .36 minute of play. Final 10 minutes here of this first half, and it's Colorado Springs with a 1-0 lead. And the goal of the match, of course, scored by Marty Mabin, native of Belfast, Ireland. He's looking to really make an impression. Vercoloni. Burt.
Lots of space.
Lots of space here to cross it into the middle. Good chance. Cody Lorendi anticipating right there. Missed it just by a whisker. And now Energy looking to build something with, again, Biscoff on the run.
Oh, great tackle.
Great challenge, great tackle, and all of a sudden Colorado Springs find themselves in a favorable position. And Luke Vercoloni has to drop it back. But you know, we're ahead. We can just take our time to build things. Argueta. Gonzalez. Back to Argueta. Rough and tumble there for Energy as they try to do the same thing. The passing, the coordination not there as much. It's Kim now. Passing it to Vercoloni. Back to Kim.
When you look at Energy FC, you can count maybe once or twice they've actually put together a string of passes more than 5.
Mabin. You also see Seth there Near the top, Vercoloni also making an excursion there, trying to give a hard time to Cyprian Hedrick. And he was there harassing and what have you. He was trying to really cause some problems and try and complicate the defensive scheme there for Energy.
I have to wonder what the mentality of Cyprian Hedrick is after that goal and after how it all went down. So it might be a good psychological tactic, if you will, for the switchback attackers to go and try to press Hedrick some more. See if maybe they can get another turnover, maybe flush them a little bit, get the ball, win the ball in there, deep in their own third. We'll see if they can continue to do that, if they can kind of exploit that.
Just moving the ball around now, just trying to make sure that they maintain possession. As Gorick looking to just keep that ball deep. Here's Gareth Evans. As Dalgard, one of the players that we really haven't mentioned too much. Very hard-working, good effort here by Colorado Springs, again down the left-hand side. Good challenge there as the work being done. Again, as it was, you start seeing a very good bit of work, a good work rate that's being imposed. Jason Kim in the middle has been one of those players. I mean, Vercoloni, we can't say enough about him, but also Ronnie Argueta also really being that, not metronome, but just being that holder in the middle, also that destroyer, but also that first line of creation. Yeah, that's been very important. That's a good way to put a work rate. Work rate is so important, and especially season opener on the road. You want to find a way to disrupt the home team, especially a home team that eliminated them in a big playoff game in this very stadium, and that's one way to do it, is to outwork them, and that's what they've been able to do so far in the first 45 minutes. So far, first 40 minutes, I should say. Cross into the middle. And it's not only that, it's also their ability to be able to find the spaces. Yeah. They're working the ball around both sides. When one wing back comes up, Jordan Bird and Josh Suggs sit back, vice versa. We're seeing a lot of touches from Gonzalez and Vercoloni. Maben obviously with the goal. We talked about Kim and Argueta in the midfield as well. So everybody's getting a touch. Everybody has been getting at least 5 or 6 touches in this first half. And that has really disrupted and disorganized Energy FC, who really have lost their shape defensively. It's been tough for them to win the ball back. They aren't being as aggressive in winning the ball back as Colorado Springs has been. So that's something that Jimmy Nielsen might have to tweak for the second half. And Colorado Springs going to play it down the left. It's Kim in the middle. Argueta gets the ball. Wants to maintain it down that wing. As you start seeing Maben making that run. Seth was staying, but you see Maben just lurking, trying to find Gonzalez now getting into the act as he's more of an attacking midfielder now. As Argueta has really been able to offer that. Dropping back is Kim as well. Here's Mike Seth bouncing around, and it goes out of bounds. Special thanks to tonight's presenting partner, Mercy, official medical provider for Energy FC. Let's take a look here, Juan, with the under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Yeah, I want to see your take right now. I want to see how you're looking at this and what needs to be done in the second half. What do you think? Well, I think for the second half, I think Energy FC, they have to play with a little more poise. It's too helter-skelter. I mean, only twice have I seen them put together a string of passes more, or a sequence of passes more than 5 that have been more than 5 passes. And those couple of times, they were just knocking the ball around in the back. So I think Evans, Gonzalez, Townsend, they have to do a better job of playing with more calm, playing with more patience. And I know that the pressing that Colorado Springs has put on them has disrupted them and made them a little bit jittery, for lack of a better term. So they have to be more calm. They have to get more movement off the ball. Maybe Koenig has to drop back in the midfield more, get a little more possession, become a target so that they can move off the ball and work those spaces. But I just like to see them be a little more composed in the midfield and string together passes, because no matter how hard a team presses, the ball is always moving faster than the man. If they make the right decision and they're in the right space, they can get things going in their favor. Now they're going in their favor because Colorado Springs looking to counterattack again. Didn't have the right space, but good work there by Cyprian Hedrick. As much as you want to criticize for what's happened or what transpired and what he had an involvement in that only goal of the match, Cyprian Hedrick has been solid so far.
Yeah.
Lack of communication, okay, that can be forgiven, but his work rate and his ability to really fend off defenders has been very impressive, to say the least. Here's Argueta. And we're into the final 2.5 minutes of this first half. Kim. And goes to Josh Phillips. Kim trying to shield the ball away, but it's taken away, and was looking the wrong way was Daniel Gonzalez, and he was not able to find it. Had lots of potential there, as Koenig was right there. He could have passed it quickly. All for naught it's Sebastian Dalgaard. Gonna hold it, trying to open himself up. Did have Gonzalez, he was retreating and trying to open himself up. Instead drops it off to the captain, Clark. Koenig, all by himself, has to fend off 2 defenders. And what it will be, yes, it will be a free kick opportunity, a very good opportunity now in the final 90+ seconds of this first half. A very good one to take advantage of your leading goal scorer's abilities.
Yeah, finally, you see what happens. You get the ball to Koenig in some space, and positive results happen for Oklahoma City. That's a great move there. Good pass, long ball, not a long ball, but good distance in terms of passing. Good run by Koenig to find that space, make himself available, and then run toward the goal and attack the opposition goal. So good job there by Koenig. Now it's just a matter of finishing the opportunity and pulling this equalizer.
Dalgaard. On the right side. And the left side, an inverted profile, pretty much looking to attack to goal instead of trying to play things out wide. Here's Dalgaard looking to set that ball into the area of the header. I think it was nodded there at the very last second by Jason Kim. Another chance, another cross, and it's Devala Goric just snagging it out of the air. As we're into the final 20 seconds before injury time, if there is any. I really didn't see any significant stoppages, so minute tops. But overall, your assessment of this first half?
I think that Oklahoma City have come out in this first half, and I think they were so hyped to play this game that they lost a little bit of their composure in the midfield in terms of passing the ball, in terms of trying to just slowly build their attack. And then Colorado Springs came out with the intensity because they wanted a little bit of revenge on Energy FC, and so what they've done is press
Ladies
the
and
ball.
gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 extra minute of added time.
So we're already halfway through that 1 minute of added injury time. Biscoff looking down the line, trying to find Koenig, but he wasn't there. Did see Casey Townsend, but goes right by him. Cody Andrews, as Cyprian Hedrick is going to look to deliver that ball, just send it deep. I had an idea of maybe deeper than that, but still nonetheless, it's going over to Josh Suggs. He clears it out. Maybe one more chance. We'll see. Seth drops it back. That minute of stoppage time has come and gone, and so has this first half. So a big mistake has been the difference so far in these first 45 minutes, as it's Colorado Springs taking a 1-0 lead courtesy of Marty Mabin. And it'll be an interesting discussion in the dressing room for Jimmy Nielsen's troops. More importantly, it'll be a very interesting set of circumstances to see what kind of adjustments are made, George.
Yeah, that is where games are won and lost, in the midfield, in the locker room with the coaches and adjustments they'll make. I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Nielsen knows what he has to do. He's seen what happened in the first half, and now it's just a matter of executing it. But will the Switchbacks be able to sustain the pressing that they've had for an entire 90 minutes? Will they be able to do it for the second half? That's going to be the key to find out.
Exactly. It's going to be one of the things to really start looking at, to really observe, because as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, in ensuing minutes, you did see some spacing issues. You did see some players too close to each other or too far from each other. At the same time, that really opened up some gaps out on the wings. And I think that's one of the things that really needs to be looked at, really trying to compose things. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we want to show you what is going on as far as the future of Energy FC in one of their complexes that's being built. Very bright future ahead for the club.
Don't miss Energy FC take on St. Louis FC Saturday, April the 9th at TAF Stadium. For tickets, call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com.
Everyone, it's time to cross Go to Bank off your errand list for good. Did you know you can monitor account balances, transfer money, deposit checks, pay bills, and more any time of day from anywhere in the world? It's possible with mobile banking from First Fidelity Bank. It's another way FFB gives you personal local bank service with big bank products. Visit ffb.com/mobile and learn more today.
25 years. Kelly Ogle has covered the stories of Oklahoma, showing you the challenges, the devastation, and the unthinkable, but also the kind, humble, and the strong. He's recorded Oklahoma history, helping us better understand our world.
Reporting from our nation's capital.
Kelly Ogle, on the scene, on the story, for 25 years.
I love doing that.
Only on News 9.
We believe
Oklahoma is the people. Honorable, dedicated, strong.
That's why we go on the scene.
Because your stories are worth telling.
Moments of tragedy or victory.
we believe in Oklahoma because we believe in you.
On the scene, on the story, we're Oklahoma's own News 9.
Don't miss Energy FC take on St. Louis FC Saturday, April the 9th at TAF Stadium. For tickets, call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com.
We're back, and it's Colorado Springs with a 1-0 lead over Energy here as it's the opening day for USL Soccer, and it's going to be an interesting second half for the home side to see if they can revert a situation that got a little bit complicated in front of their home fans. Again, I'm Juan Arango alongside George DiMattelis. Glad to have you on board.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good seeing you too. Yes.
Excellent. But overall, it hasn't been a very pleasant first half for Energy. There's been a lot of complications, some communication. You can attribute it to first match jitters. Yes, you can, but up to a certain point, you have to start looking at the overall execution of their plan.
Yeah, for sure. And it has been a struggle in the first half for Energy FC, mainly because Colorado Springs, and we've been harping on it for the entire 45 minutes of the first half, but Colorado Springs, they have put on quite a display in terms of really putting pressure and pressing the midfield of Energy FC. And we saw this here, an opportunity. Lorendi had to come out and make a big-time intervention, maybe the best chance of the match for Oklahoma City, but it was an offsides on Danny Koenig after Dalgard won the ball in the area. But you could see the movement off the ball. Vercoloni, the captain and one of the best players in the USL, making all kinds of headway there, just causing problems.
Yeah, right there, that yellow card was kind of key because you did see Gareth Evans having to take his foot off the pedal just a
he
little
couldn't be as
bit.
aggressive, right?
And yeah, you did see that at times, and you start to see that a lot of that play start to break down everything on the left side. You start seeing crosses that are being more effective. You start seeing approaches that are being more effective. And of course, this shot right there that skips off the top of the crossbar looked initially like Cody Lorendi got a piece of it, but not much went on. Here's another chance that kind of drifts by. But overall, Energy FC really not causing a lot of pressure in front of the goal, defended today by Devala Goric.
Yeah, you see that in this situation here, here's the goal, and you could just see that Mabin does well to kind of fend off Hedrick, but Lorendi and Hedrick do not communicate very well, and it actually started with a bad goal kick by Lorendi. So a mistake by the goalkeeper and the defender leads to the goal, and it's been kind of a microcosm of the first half. Poor defending, poor communication, and the pressure by the midfield of Colorado Springs causing problems for Energy FC.
But overall, we start seeing the statistics as far as what's been seen. Yeah, you have seen that it's been the switchbacks that have been causing a lot of pressure. Only one shot for Energy FC. But overall, you see it, and it's kind of giving a lot of truth to what's been going on in this first half as you see everything as far as the offensive stats are concerned, really inclined towards the visitors, and rightly so.
Yeah, there were long stretches in the first half, at least 15, 20 minutes, where everything was in the attacking half of Colorado Springs, and that's not a good sign for Energy FC. And we've seen some sloppy passing out of midfield by Andrews. Hedrick, obviously, with that mistake. Evans has had to be less aggressive because of the yellow card. All these things factoring into why Colorado Springs were the better team in the first half. Thankfully for Energy FC, there is a second half. And as we were saying before, can Colorado Springs continue to press that aggressively throughout the entire 90 minutes? I don't think it'll happen in the second half. I think there's a breakthrough for Energy FC coming in the second half.
And I think there will be a lot of breakthroughs coming in the future for Energy FC, especially with the new complex that they have coming up. We'll take a look at it right now.
A championship team needs a top-notch pitch. OKC has that at Taft. But soon, the Energy will have a state-of-the-art practice facility as well. Construction complete, and the grass continues to take hold in northeast Oklahoma City on a multi-field complex that will truly give the guys in green a home for training.
Having good, proper facilities with an awesome field, too, it's something that us players are really excited about.
Located just east of Remington Park in the OKC Adventure District, the Energy teaming up with the Oklahoma City County Health Department and Blue Cross Blue Shield to build a facility most MLS sides would be jealous of.
You know, this year's huge. It's not every MLS team that have their own facilities and are going to have top facilities like this here. I think this year it's a big deal. It's very, very important, and it's going to make a lot of people very happy.
And that's just it. It's a big step in the Energy ownership's plan to bring Major League Soccer to the Sooner State.
This is the level that MLS franchises have. They have their stadiums, they have a training facility. So this is just the next step in our progression and our growth. So yes, we, with this partnership and the support of the city and the county, we've really separated ourselves from other USL franchises.
So as Oklahoma City prepares to move into their new practice facility, it will benefit the whole community, just like their presence here at Taft. The fields here at Taft have improved thanks to the Fields and Futures program. Well, all of Northeast Oklahoma City will benefit from the practice facility. The field will be there for the community, for soccer camps, and for schools like Millwood next door to use year-round.
This is a piece of our goal of total wellness in the city, county, state, and nation. We have to get people out of their chairs and onto the field. Any type of activity is to be cherished. This is the perfect example of public-private partnerships coming together and making things happen.
So be on the lookout. Next time you're around 2600 Northeast 63rd, you'll be seeing the future of soccer training in Oklahoma City sprout up right before your eyes. I'm Brent Skarkey for Energy FC TV.
So without a doubt, one of the premier complexes that's being emerged in downtown Oklahoma City. That'll be very interesting to watch, but more interesting to watch will be the second half as it's Colorado Springs up 1-0.
Don't miss Energy FC take on St. Louis FC Saturday, April the 9th at Taft Stadium. For tickets, call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com.
Everyone, it's time to cross Go to Bank off your errand list for good. Did you know you can monitor account balances, transfer money, deposit checks, pay bills, and more any time of day from anywhere in the world? It's possible with mobile banking from First Fidelity Bank. It's another way FFB gives you personal local bank service with big bank products. Visit ffb.com/mobile and learn more today.
"25 years. Kelly Ogle has covered the stories of Oklahoma, showing you the challenges, the devastation, and the unthinkable, but also the kind, humble, and the strong. He's recorded Oklahoma history, helping us better understand our world.
Reporting from our nation's capital,
Kelly Ogle, on the scene, on the story, for 25 years.
I love doing that.
Only on News 9.
We believe
Oklahoma is the people. Honorable, dedicated, strong.
That's why we go on the scene.
Because your stories are worth telling.
Moments of tragedy or victory.
we believe in Oklahoma because we believe in you.
On the scene, on the story, we're Oklahoma's own News 9.
Don't miss Energy FC take on St. Louis FC Saturday, April the 9th at Taft Stadium. For tickets, call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com.
We're back. Wonderful Saturday evening, early Saturday night in Oklahoma City.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
You know, we saw the Energy FC and the new training facility that they're building, and Jimmy Nielsen said the MLS teams would be jealous of it. Man, there's some NFL teams, some European clubs that would be jealous of that training facility that's being built. It is amazing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that one. As you see right there, the skyline of Oklahoma City, a very interesting first half that we saw, a very interesting second half that we're promising to see.
Yes, I think for the second half, I want to see how the Energy midfield, the Energy FC midfield comes out and plays, because I don't think that Colorado Springs midfield can sustain that pressing, that intense pressing that they had in the first half. They might be able to do it for the next maybe 5 or 10 minutes. After that, I expect the Energy FC to, well, I should say Colorado Springs midfield to slow down, get a little tired, and then Energy FC get a little more possession, a little more ball in their attacking half, and that's to set up things for Pudding. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because we're going to see if there are any substitutions, as both teams already on the pitch getting ready for the second half. But again, fitness, yeah, it'll definitely be an issue. You know, the conditions aren't really going to be demanding as far as the weather at this time of the year. We'll see how it does take a toll, if it does take a toll later out towards the season. But right now, both teams look relatively fresh, but it's the ideas and everything that else that's been generated throughout the first 45 minutes. How will that be transpiring as time goes through? Which adjustments will be the ones that need to be the most effective ones, and which are the ones that really need to be looked at very closely as fans coming back? Some fans, it was interesting to see some faces painted. I mean, the ambiance is absolutely tremendous for fans of soccer, and also for families to be able to enjoy the beautiful game. So it's great to see so many fans out on opening night here. It's at historic, I should add that, historic
yeah.
Taft Stadium.
Look out for Daniel Gonzalez. Obviously, we don't know the substitutions yet. He may be subbed off.
Daniel Jackson coming in for number 12, Mike Seth. So it'll be interesting to see how that ends up playing out. So
Gonzalez has come off. Daniel Jackson is going to replace Gonzalez in the midfield.
Yes.
I was just about to say that
Jackson
midfield
coming
role
for Gonzalez. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that midfield role, how that's going to change. Who's going to be the one that controls the ball in midfield? Evans is going to have to drop back, be more defensive. So who's going to be that guy, that player in the middle, that person in the middle that settle things down, controls rhythm? It appears to be Daniel Jackson. We'll see where he positions himself on the field. Maybe Dahlgaard moves in the middle and Jackson goes out wide. We'll see.
As you hear Drake over the loudspeaker over at Taft Stadium.
They couldn't play anything else other than Drake? I'm not a big fan of Drake.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I mean, but George, you know what? You see the substitution, and you see a midfielder come out, an attacking midfielder, I may add, for a forward. So I mean, you do see the disposition really for Jimmy Nielsen to. I don't know if gambling is yet the term to use, but they're really looking to try and incline the pitch and try and make it in their favor. Try and press. Try and be able to have more bodies inside the area to really counter the numbers defensively that Colorado Springs have on their side.
Well, if they hold on to the possession and make quick passes and they are able to spread out a little bit, I really think Ryden and Thomas, if they push up, the right back, Thomas is the captain, and Ryden the left back, if they can push up, that spreads out that defense and that allows players like Viskov, Koenig, now that Jackson is in the game, those players can fill in those spaces as well. So I want to see Oklahoma City, I want to see those two wingbacks really get up the field and play more with the ball, but they're going to have to hold on to possession. That's the key.
As you start seeing here the beginning of, you see now you feel bad because our producer's a big Drake fan, and you insult him. You hurt his feelings. As the ball being knocked deep, as it's Devala, Gorick holding that ball down. You see right there. Daniel for Daniel as we're starting here. So pretty much how it sets up. No changes for Colorado Springs as it'll be Gorick in goal, Burt, Ibiaga, Phillips, and Suggs in the back. Out to get Kim and Vercoloni in the middle. Seth Mabin, who has the only goal of the match. And the other Gonzalez, of course, in Miguel Gonzalez, wrapping up the starting 11 for Colorado Springs. Good job there by Gareth Evans to really open things up. Pressing, pushing, looking forward. Great challenge there by Ibiaga as he's able to sweep that ball through. Now it's Colorado Springs holding it. Teams starting to come out initially and really looking to try and go at each other as Dahlgaard could not get that ball. And it'll trickle all the way back to the Valagori.
It looks like Dahlgaard, Jackson has moved out wide to the right, with maybe Casey Townsend moving into the middle and Dahlgaard out left. So that looks like what's happened here. Still kind of that 4-4-2, if you will. But Jackson's is playing a little bit wider, and Townsend has pinched in a little bit right next to Dahlgaard.
Special thanks to tonight's presenting partner, Mercy, official medical provider for Energy FC. It's Jackson getting one of his first touches of the match. Got a little bit too cute. Oh, nice one there by Argueta as he's able to find Miguel Gonzalez, his brother, already out as he was subbed right before the beginning of the second half. Cyprian Hedrick.
Yeah, Hedrick, the native of Cameroon. I wonder if he watched a little bit of their Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers today. They drew 2-2 with South Africa in what was a pretty good game. I wonder if that inspired him or depressed him a little bit, the Cameroon native.
Evans into the middle, very crowded, lots of traffic trying to defuse the situation as the ball going out wide to Kalen Ryden. Dahlgaard having to open himself up, trying to clear some space, create some space so he can drop the ball back. Right, and back into the middle it goes. And it's Biskoff. Looking like a bumper car there as he's just getting thrown around here and there and everywhere, but it ends up being a goal kick for Colorado Springs.
And Biskoff is definitely going to have to drop back. I think the move that Jimmy Nielsen has made is now it's going to be Koenig by himself up top. It's going to pretty much be a 4-2-3-1. Looks like Townsend is in the middle with Evans, Dahlgaard on the left, Jackson moving out right, Biskoff in that quote-unquote number 10, and they're supporting Koenig up top. That's what it looks like. There's Koenig by himself up top, so it's going to be important for Biskoff and Townsend to get a lot of the ball and make things happen in the middle of the pitch for Energy FC.
Miguel Gonzalez now looking to connect here. Good job by Jackson on the backtrack. Hedrick. Cody Andrews. Hedrick. Bit of a wind starting to whip up a little bit.
Yes.
Against the captain, Michael Clark, recovering that ball. Against Cody Townsend. Jackson. Interesting to see him playing out wide, but still need to have somebody really open up that defense a little bit, trying to create the spaces in the middle. Eventually, the ball goes into Danny Koenig's area, but really has not been mentioned much.
Yeah.
We did mention him, of course, in a big, or at least one of the chances that ended up being an offside early in the first half. That's about the only thing that we've been really able to kind of stand out as far as Koenig is concerned.
We've seen the first couple of touches by Daniel Jackson, and he shows his pace, but then he gets stuck in the corner. He needs to get rid of the ball quicker. He's got to find his man, his target, someone to pass it to quicker in order to keep the possession and you know, make things dangerous for Oklahoma City in attack. He's getting caught too deep and he's getting pinned on that sideline.
He's forcing that ball deep on the left wing.
Yeah, any long ball from the back by Andrews or Hedrick is just easy pickings for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, they're just going to drop back and expect it.
Exactly. So
while bouncing around, no one really taking control of it yet. It's Clark finally bringing it down, but it's Miguel Gonzalez recovering and trying to open things out wide really quick. The distribution there, trying to go quickly on the attack. Here's Miguel Gonzalez trying to serve that ball through.
And Mabin went outside. Gonzalez was expecting him to go inside, and I think Mabin made the wrong run. You got to run into space. That was a good decision by Miguel Gonzalez. Bad run by Marty Mabin.
Gonzalez again. Really getting a lot of touches right now as it goes out wide.
This is almost a carbon copy of the first half. Very similar to the first half. You've seen Colorado Springs pressing, knocking the ball around. See just some sloppiness in the midfield by Energy FC. They can't hold on to possession. Similar, these first 6 minutes, 7 minutes, similar to what we saw in the first half.
Knocking it through as it was Phillips. That builds up all the way to Luke Vercoloni. Suggs. Phillips again. Moving it around, dropping it back to Ibiaga. Just being patient, say, okay, fine, guys, you want it. We'll hold the ball. You come out and get it. Boric. The ball coming through. Clark recovering. Gareth Evans taking a little bit too long, one touch too much. There's chance, a good opportunity, trying to set up his right foot. The chance, a shot, and what a score!
My goodness.
Tremendous effort there. Miguel Gonzalez, just absolutely brilliant in everything leading up, has been a star so far and has doubled Colorado Springs' lead.
We saw the first goal in the first half, a mistake defensively. This was a mistake defensively. Now, obviously not as egregious, but it was a bad turnover from the back line. I believe it was Michael Thomas that turned the ball over, and then great dribbling by Miguel Gonzalez, and he buries that shot. But once again, sloppy defending in the back, lack of composure in the back in terms of clearing the ball, and it gives the ball to Colorado Springs, and Miguel Gonzalez finishes it.
Just tremendous work there by him, but also the patience that he had. Okay, fine, I don't have the angle. Let me try and create some space. Was able to do so, and his goal in the 54th minute really has changed the entire spectrum of the match as far as Energy FC is concerned. They're going to have to start looking for more options, but it being so predictable as far as when they get to the middle of the pitch, really just looking to boot the ball deep, trying to find Danny Koenig.
Yeah, and the defense, the back line has been atrocious in terms of their ball handling and their composure on the ball. It has not been good. They haven't shown the patience, and the pressing of Colorado Springs has really flustered them in this game. They haven't been able to overcome that, and the midfielder hasn't helped either. You know, Townsend and Gareth Evans playing in that those two central midfielder roles, they need to come back, provide bodies, provide players that they can unload the ball to so that the defenders don't have to dribble. And once again, you see Thomas turning the ball over. So the back line of Oklahoma City has really let them down in this game.
There's the first goal of the season for Gonzalez, as well as now Oklahoma City looking to bounce back. Here's Dalgard trying to curl it back into his right foot. He has his left foot right there, you see, is not his strong suit. Tried to curl back inside, trying to cut it back. Could not do so. Instead, intended the cross or tried the shot, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, well, Dalgard didn't have much of a choice. He had to take it to the line because he didn't have anyone trailing him in support at the top of the penalty area or near the penalty spot until it was too late. So he had no choice. He's looked up. I saw him look up. He didn't have anybody other than Koenig, who was in the 6-yard box well marked, and so he had to take it to the line and try to make something happen.
And now you start seeing Energy really start to look or start to press a little bit more. Yeah. Trying to move that pitch over in their favor. Again, goals by Marty Maben and Miguel Gonzalez have really put Colorado Springs in a very favorable position so far as we reach the 56th minute of play here at Taft Stadium.
You know, they talk about MSN for Barcelona, though. Colorado Springs have the MMMs.
Or MSG.
Or MSG, yeah, MSG. Maben, Seth, and Gonzalez. And a lot of people say MSG is not good for you in terms of your diet.
Oh, but they're not good for Energy, absolutely. But here we go as far as Energy looking to make a comeback, as it's Michael Clark making an excursion down the right. Jackson having to dribble, weave his way through, having to drop it back over to Gareth Evans again. Clark going through, nice dummy plays. Is Koenig, but he's not going to be able to reach that ball and find an opportunity.
I wonder if that was a dummy on purpose, or did he think he was offsides and so he didn't touch the ball?
I think it was more that he really didn't have an option. Did see that Koenig was nearby, so sent it right there.
Okay.
Want to be able to give a great and warm shout out to the people over at Jack Quinn's Bar and Grill over in Colorado Springs watching our broadcast as well. Shout out to all of you over there, or shout out to everyone in Oklahoma also watching and supporting their beloved Energy FC as well. Glad for all of you to be on this broadcast. It's a pleasure to be on it. A pleasure to be giving you all the action. The biggest soccer club, of course, in all of Oklahoma. Ibiaga. Back to Gorick. 58th minute of play. Good work there by Clark as he's able to defuse that situation, but it goes back to Argueta. Now it's Kim.
For Colorado Springs, this is a very good measure of revenge. Now, they would have liked this to have happened, obviously, in the playoffs. But when you consider what happened last year, of course. But for Switchbacks FC, this is a healthy measure of revenge, and I think it's a good learning curve game for Energy FC. Still, what, about 32 minutes left, so still a lot of time for Oklahoma City to come back. And don't forget, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead.
Well, it's dangerous if you don't do something with it.
If you don't make it 3, it's
I mean, it's a bit trite, but still, I mean, as speaking of which, you start seeing cooler heads being at least prevailing, and warmer heads starting to be overtaken there. A little bit cooler, of course. It's dropped. Temperature has a little bit, quite significantly, I should say. We'll see how that does change, at least the way that both teams are approaching the match.
Yeah, when you see something like that, you wonder if things are starting to unravel psychologically for Energy FC. They have to calm down. They have to realize that this game is not over, and they have the capability of scoring 3 goals in 30 minutes and get back into this game. So they just have to remain level-headed. You figure Jimmy Nielsen's an excellent coach. He's going to figure it out, and it's just a matter of execution at this point.
Cody Andrews. Deep ball again, looking for Koenig, but finding Dave Alagoric. Energy FC's next home match is Saturday, April 9th at 7 p.m. at historic Taft Stadium. Take advantage of Energy FC's family 4-pack. Get 4 tickets and $20 in concession cash starting at $80. Call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com to learn more. Evans, as we're already at the 60-minute mark. Here's Koenig. Opening up, doesn't have anyone to really drop back to, so he's going to wait, get some support. He finds a friend, drops it back to Dalgard, who drops it back to Evans, and he leaves it over to Kalen Ryden, who drops it back even more to Cody Andrews, who now gives it over to Cyprian Hedrick. The ball just circumnavigates throughout the outside of the pitch, at least Colorado Springs half of it. This play's recycled. Andrews. Biscoff. It's weird to see Biscoff, usually a player that you want to see more on the attack, having to drop back and be
just try to get
so close to that back line. Yeah,
he's just trying to get possession so he can build the attack, but he's had to drop so far away from goal, and that's working right into the strategy, very well into the strategy of Steve Tritchu and Colorado Springs.
Yeah, and lots of credit has to be given. You see right there, Steve Tritchu standing up. He hasn't been very active, but still, he's been seeing everything that he's been asking for, of course. As it's Evans on the reset. The more you start progressing in this match, the more that you start hearing the same names knocking the ball around. He's right, Clark, to Biscoff. Jackson right there is a chance. Here's a good opportunity. Try to cut back inside. And again, good work there. As you start to see a lot of good play. Defense, you see Ipiaga really closing down, really reducing spaces, reducing angles. Yeah. He's done a very good job. Christian Ipiaga. Here's another throw-in. Last time we saw it in this area, it almost ended up being a goal. It was a threat for Energy, and it'll be a corner kick opportunity here.
And I think now, we mentioned it at halftime 60th minute. We'll start to see if Colorado Springs slows down a little bit. Set piece, a goal from a set piece could put Energy FC back in this game, give this crowd some life, give the team some life. So let's see what happens here.
Ball comes through and it goes into the back of the net. Energy get one back. A great bit of effort there, a great bit of work. 2-1, game on. Things are changing for Energy as the set piece, the great equalizer, comes to play.
And this is just effort. Usually on set pieces, there might be some fancy design that leads to a goal, but this is just effort, pure effort. Oh, and it looks like an own goal there. Yeah, it went off the head of Josh Phillips.
Josh Phillips. I mean, it was, let's see, goes off of the neck of Josh Phillips, so might end up being an own goal. As Koenig did come, I wasn't sure if it was him or if it was an own goal, but
it looks like they've given it to Koenig. It went off the neck of Phillips. It might have grazed off the top of the head of Koenig.
We'll see, but it's being credited right now to Danny Koenig, his first of the season. And you're at one point. Oof, very dangerous there by Jackson. Most likely we'll see a card. Danny Koenig, of course, a player that you cannot deny. One of those types of players that has to be involved in the mix at all times. As you see right there, Devala Goric coming through. But again, it's okay if whether Koenig does or does not make contact with the ball. At this point, I think that's not part of the argument. I think it's the ability for him to really disrupt and really distract the defenders into making a mistake like that, or even just having the ball bounce off him in such a way. That's what makes him such a dangerous player. It's obviously being able to be such a threat makes him one of the most dangerous players in the league. But more importantly, you start seeing that what he's able to create off of those situations leads to sometimes own goals, such as the one we probably saw. And well, probably it would be credit to him.
And also, you got to give credit to the service as well. The service, great bendings, ball into the area as well. So it worked out very well for OKC. And that's what they need. They needed something to get them back in the game, obviously. And something that they can say, okay, we can use this again to get a goal in case the situation pops up again. So this is, in every aspect, it's positive for Energy FC. But the build-up that led to the corner was very important because they were able to finally get the ball deep into the penalty area of Colorado Springs, make those runs, make the right connection of passes to get into the area, forcing the corner. So sometimes the corner obviously leads to give you the goal, but what led to the corner is just as important in terms of how they can attack and break down Colorado Springs defense for the rest of the match.
Special thanks to tonight's presenting partner, Mercy, official medical provider for Energy FC. Final 25 minutes, and they will prove to be dramatic, as these two teams have proven to be dramatic in the recent past. So we'll see how that goal does change things around. Being very anxious. A lot of traffic in the middle of the pitch. Not a lot of space there as Energy continue to push that ball forward. Good anticipation there.
Yes.
Nice work there by Kalen Ryden. And it's still being credited to Danny Koenig, so, you know, let's just keep it at that. He worked enough for it.
Yeah, he deserved it for sure.
Absolutely.
Looked like it grazed off of his head after Phillips hit it, so yeah.
Ball being crossed back into the middle. Gonzalez was right there, but he gets beaten out there by the captain, Michael Clark. Mike Seth opening it out wide down the right-hand side. Looking to cross it through, and it's Cody Lorendi having some problems, having to clear it out. It'll be a throw-in for Colorado Springs. And again, a bit of a defensive lapse there, but also a bit of the wind also playing tricks there on Cody Lorendi, as it did hang a little bit. His timing was off, the former Fort Lauderdale Strikers man.
This is a perfect chance now for Energy FC.
Trying to at least see what they can do here.
Yep, try to build it from the back, be patient, pull another goal back, and then it's game on if they make it 2-2.
Just try and slow things down, just try and get it out of that back and be able to continue pressing forward.
But the intensity, look at Colorado Springs' intensity in terms of pressing the ball has come down. It's not as intense as before. That's allowing OKC some opportunities to move the ball around.
Evans dropping back.
It's hard to press that intense for 90 minutes. Most teams do it for 60 and then just try to hold on.
So far, another deep ball. Here's Jackson. Good job by Koenig to open things out wide. Saw our partner now trying to come back into the middle. Nobody there, and it gets cleared out. Evans is trying to set it up again down the right side.
It was the right idea by Jackson. There's nobody in that space. He saw the space, and I think he anticipated that one of his teammates would be flying in there, and nobody came in to fly in. But I think it was the right pass. Just didn't get that support.
Hedrick. It's Colorado Springs scrambling to try and clear that ball out. Hedrick comes through. It could have been a very dangerous situation, but very calculated risk he took. Ended up not really affecting. As you see in the background, you do see some players warming up near the track. And we reach the 69th minute of play here. Colorado Springs with a 2-1 lead over OKC Energy. Again, I'm Juan Arango alongside George D. Metellus. Glad to have you on board. That was... Well, anyways, it's Jackson looking to hold it, shielding the ball away, trying to protect it and keep it in bounds. Good job there by Josh Suggs. Another good challenge and another good clearance. That leads to another break down the left-hand side. We haven't seen much from that left, and when we have seen it a couple of times in the second half, well, Miguel Gonzalez's goal, that was absolutely critical.
Well, there were a couple of times that Josh Suggs, if the midfield had circulated the ball around his side, he would have had an easy run at the goal, could set up for a cross or something like that, and they didn't get him the ball. So he's been kind of sneaky down that left side when Colorado Springs have been able to hold the possession and build up some passes. He's been kind of sneaking down that left side. They just haven't been able to find him. They've got to be careful there. That might be something that Daniel Jackson has to do, track back defensively. But for the most part, they've been kind of sneaky in that sense.
Koenig, he was trying to bring it back. He saw his teammates. He looked like he saw Dalgard. He did see also, he started to look over at Casey Townsend. It's weird to see Townsend and Dalgard both on the left. While Jackson over on the right. I anticipate that Jackson would be playing higher up instead of so far in the wing when you have two wingers pretty much, or two players tending to be on opposite sides playing together so closely. Dave Alagoric, final 20 plus minutes, plus whatever stoppage time would end up being added by referee Leszek Stalmach.
Donnie Koenig is getting a lot more touches with his head. I've seen about 3 or 4 times just in the last 3 or 4 minutes that he's been getting the ball to his head. He's been able to elevate, get the ball with his head or control it with his head. So obviously the corner kick, we saw that goal there, but look out for maybe some more service, try to get him in the air better. It appears that he has an advantage in the air over the defense of Colorado Springs, because I've seen about the last 4 or 5 touches he's actually had have been with his head. So that might be something to look out for the rest of these last 19 minutes or so.
Someone to look forward to, or to look towards, at least in the final few minutes, as a substitution about to come on. Saeed Robinson, 25-year-old forward from Kingston, Jamaica. You see right there, he's making his entrance. Let's see what the substitution
now
is.
entering the match, number 11, Saeed Robinson, replacing number 12, Mike Seth.
And he's replacing Mike Seth, so forward for forward.
Colorado Springs
Saeed Robinson trying to add a little bit more pace. And Mike Seth did have some chances where he was trying to at least hold the ball a little bit more, but you did see a bit of a drop in pace and movement as far as he was concerned. Let's see what happens here as it's Bercoloni, errant pass, as it's Dalgard being shadowed by 4 players. Koenig couldn't get there, and it's Suggs at the very last minute clearing that ball out.
And Mike Seth put in a hard shift. He really worked hard. Didn't have too much influence in attack, but he did work hard. He did put in a hard shift there to give Colorado Springs a lead. So he served his purpose. And when you consider Mabin and Gonzalez and Bercoloni, the way they were moving without the ball and creating opportunities, he did what he had to do to drop back and just try to win the ball. So a good shift put in by Mike Seth.
Again, you start hearing that wind whipping a little bit more. 73rd minute of play. And the clock ticking. Now It's Father Time becoming an ally of the visitors. All being moved around, but again, the pressure that leads to a turnover and the eventual break in Energy's half of the pitch. Looking to come through, looking for the opportunity as it goes down the right side. Again, start seeing Jordan Burt having to drop it back. Moving through, as it's Argueta. Josh Phillips, as the fans starting to look to will their green and white forward. Deep ball, keeping it alive. Good job by Cody Andrews, but too many men in black there. Keeping it together, and it's, again, Miguel Gonzalez. Start thinking about a man of the match because I'm really going to start looking at that. That number 10, that young man, Miguel Gonzalez, could be one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Just keep marinating. Don't tell me anything yet.
Don't say anything? Okay, I got someone
Good job here by Burt. The shot that goes over. Had a lot of power, but lacking direction. Another approach by Colorado Springs.
Still 2 substitutions left for both teams. Very quiet second half for Luke Vercoloni. He hasn't had much influence in this second half. He was the best attacking player last season. GFC has done a good job of kind of keeping him out of the match, keeping him from having a massive influence in the second half.
But still, you do see at least things evening up. If you want to start looking at possession, you have seen Energy really hold the ball a little bit more, hold it a little bit higher in the pitch. So that's another important aspect of this game that's really changed. Maybe it hasn't translated completely into seeing a change in the result, maybe so in the scoreboard, but you haven't really seen them truly make a dent just yet compared to the first half.
They haven't really taken that many shots. They really haven't tested Gorick in goal. The header was well done off of a set piece, but nothing built up in the attack where you put together kind of a slick combination, a patient build-up that led to a shot on target. So that's something that they have to really focus on for the next 15 minutes, because that's, unless they get a set piece again, that's really where that second goal is going to come from. Just kind of patient build-up in attack and good passing.
Again, Saeed Robinson. The ball deflected back is Lorendi. Smacking it deep. Obiaga. All the way to Gorick. Energy FC's next home match is Saturday, April 9th at 7 p.m. at historic Taft Stadium. Take advantage of Energy FC's Family 4-Pack. Get 4 tickets and $20 in concession cash starting at $80. Call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com to learn more. Good job there by Vercoloni to open it out wide. It goes to Burt. Dashing through. Does have Townsend on him, but he's able to go around him. Trying to cross it. Does find Vercoloni. Trying to set up that left-footed shot, but it goes off of Hedrick. And nice work there as Daniel Jackson has been doing some great work, but even better work there from Ronnie Argueta, who's been able to be an absolute destroyer on both sides. Really good work by him as he forces the throw-in.
To borrow an American football expression, or saying he's playing free safety out there. He really is.
He's been really being able to open himself up and really find, roaming around.
Roaming around, that's the key word. Roaming around, cleaning up anything defensively, regaining possession for Colorado Springs.
Here's Saeed Robinson there looking to try and attack the gap that was left. Couldn't rush it too much, but good work here by Energy as they try to rush up the pitch. It's Ryden. Going to Dalgard. You see Biscoff right there. Gets dished off to him. Right in the middle, you do see, it's kind of interesting to start seeing Michael Thomas rush up so much. Gareth Evans kind of hesitated. I thought that his teammate wasn't there, but it's now Cyprian Hedrick. Thomas on the cross, looking for Koenig.
That's a good ball.
Still bouncing around. Back to Jackson. Jackson turning it to the middle.
Oh,
Good movement, good chance. Oh, very promising play.
Oh.
Very promising. But ends up right into the path of Devala Goric.
Oh, that last little touch for Biscoff was just a little too heavy.
Yeah, a little too heavy on the touch.
But that's beautiful football right there. Boom, boom. Look at that. What, 3 passes?
Three
just getting
touches.
close? Yep. That's great footwork right there. Great football right there. That's what Energy FC is capable of, and that's what they need to do to get back in this game or to equalize. Those triangles, they're there for them. They just have to make those runs and keep their eyes open and just make those right connections.
Evans, as we're at 78-49 now and counting. Colorado Springs up 2-1. Promises to be a very dramatic finish here. Gonna get the look in a run, but gets stopped. Ryden. Hedrick. Thomas. Moving it around. Looking to push up is the Switchbacks dropping back. Trying to fill the spaces, trying to cover the angles, trying to block the lanes, trying to make life as complicated as possible. As you see Gareth Evans saying, guys, open up, make yourselves available. That's why Hedrick has to make the rush across the middle of the pitch. Good job by Thomas. Gets the ball, trying to associate himself down this side alongside Casey Townsend. Very quiet, very anonymous work so far, as Townsend has been around, but really hasn't had his name called very often.
I mentioned how Energy FC, you see Biscoff kind of drop back to win the ball more often.
Just a little bit behind Biscoff as he was making his run.
He's coming from a deeper role in the midfield now to try to create opportunities, give them an extra playmaker in that midfield. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs, they've kind of dropped back into a little more of a defensive thing. They started at a 4-3-3.
So right there's the ball goes to Jackson, has to open himself up. Here's Koenig, giving up too much space, decides not to shoot, has to go outside to Townsend. And there goes the opportunity, but it will still be a corner kick for Energy FC.
Jackson, I think his first touch kind of let him down a little bit, and then he got it to Koenig, and then Koenig making the decision to play it outright. But he was just begging for somebody to take that shot, and I think Jackson, if he controls a little bit better, he would have had a shot maybe on his left foot, and that would have been something special. That would have been something that Goric would have really had to deal with.
Nate Robinson getting ready. Steve Trichy looking to bring in a midfielder. Ball through! Goes very close. The equalizer was very close. It'll be another corner kick. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why you put a defender on that first post.
And pretty tall defender, too.
I don't know about tall.
6'2".
Well, that defender. Okay,
that
well,
defender,
yeah. I thought you were talking about the other defender.
No, not the one on the post, but the one that elevated for the header. Well done by Kalen Ryden.
Curling it outward. You got me confused with the
defender. My bad.
All good. You got to be more specific.
I was talking about Kalen Ryden there, yeah.
And another ball being sent deep, but right to the hands of Devala Goric.
Looks like Colorado Springs about to make a substitution as well.
Yeah, it's going to be Nate Robinson coming in, so a midfielder looking to be added into that formation. We'll see how it does change the tactical acumen, or if it does actually change the disposition that Steve Trichy is willing to have on the pitch. We'll see.
I think it might be for Marty Maiden.
It might be. We haven't named him very much. As Jackson with the cross that floats out of bounds. As 83rd minute, the substitution coming on. We'll see exactly for who it will be.
Talking about with less than 8 minutes left, this might be a situation where they just try to hold on for the
try and bring out a forward. Meanwhile, two substitutions, as it'll be Jordan Rideout bringing a forward in his Energy.
Attention, please. Substitution
as it'll be for Dalgard.
Into the match, number 17, Peter Toth replacing number 11, Casey Townsend.
Yes, it'll be 11.
And number 21,
Toth for 11,
Jordan
Townsend.
Replacing number 26, Cody Andrews.
So you take out a defender and you bring in a forward in Jordan Rideout.
Number 7, Nate Robinson replacing number 5, Josh Suggs. All
So
substitutions.
in the meantime, I thought you'd probably be seeing a forward come out, but it'll be Josh Suggs coming off, and it'll be Nate Robinson coming on, the native of Lansing, Michigan. So interesting moves here. Let's see if we have time to break it down real quick before action resumes. You do see Cody Andrews come off, Casey Townsend come off. You have another forward come in, and you have another midfielder come in. You have Toth come in, and you have Rideout come in. So, I mean, you do see that the attacking inclination is there. Meanwhile, for Colorado Springs, for the Switchbacks, you start seeing Suggs come off, so you end up virtually having a back line of three, although Argueta can pretty much be a central defender, if you will, in this particular option. And then Robinson coming in as a midfielder, kind of being able to work alongside him.
Yeah, I think you're looking at 5 midfielders here. You're looking at 5 midfielders here with Argueta dropping into the back, maybe floating over to left back, we'll see, but you're going to have 5 midfielders here. As they try to clog up the midfield, not allow Oklahoma City to build up anything toward the attack.
So essentially you start seeing
and it's going to be 3 in the back for energy.
3-5-2, and you could probably even start counting a couple others to be establishing some sort of a back line of 5, I guess you could start looking at it from that way.
For Colorado Springs.
For the Switchbacks, you start seeing that possibility of having even 5 defenders in that back line. But we'll see what happens here as the ball in possession of Energy FC, trying to dribble through. Oh, good opportunity here for Energy as the challenge being made. You see right there.
Just came on.
Exactly. Creating the opportunity. Seeing the foul is Ibiaga comes in, lunges a little bit, and easy call for referee Leszek Stamak to be able to create as we're in the 85th minute of play. Let's see what happens. Koenig wants to set up. Same thing with Ryden. At this point, it's got to be the big guy. Koenig wants to get it. No, at the end, that's not going to happen.
This is going, at this angle, from this distance, you have to go toward goal here. This is definitely going to try to hit it in that upper 90 to the left of Gorick.
The free kick, sailing over so close. Oh, great opportunity. Everybody was getting ready to start screaming at the top of their lungs. It's a free kick sailing over by a few feet. As a chance goal, and Peter Toth.
Toth is still upset about the foul because he...
Yeah, he's still upset. He's like, no, that should have been a little closer. It's a yellow card being given to Devala Gorick.
Attention please, the referees issued a yellow caution card to Colorado Switchback FC's goalkeeper, number 1, Devala Gorick, in the 86th minute.
And notice how he's kicking the ball, how it's staying up, but it's also curling out wide. It's that wind that's whipping in that direction. And you start to see a lot of movement on that ball, but obviously that movement ends up favoring Energy FC.
Energy FC playing with 3 in the back as well. They're going 3-5-2 as well. They're trying to be aggressive, put the attacking players
even
forward.
3-4-3 if you want to look at it, but we'll see. At this point, it's like everybody going. The shot that goes through the defense, but right into the hands of Devala Gorick.
You talk about Toth up top with Biskov and Koenig, and then Dahlgaard, Jackson, Evans, and Rideout. So
yeah, you eventually have, virtually have 3, even 4 forwards for Energy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. There's only one holding midfielder left in the lineup on the pitch right now. That's Gareth Evans. So
goes over Ibiaga. So we start looking at how things have come out here for Energy. Maybe not the most favorable as of right now. Of course, there's 3 minutes, actually less than 3 minutes plus stoppage time. So we'll see what happens as far as this is concerned. Just at this point, it's trying to get as close to goal as possible and take shots. I mean, just really try and pepper.
You have to play with urgency, but you can't be ragged. You know, you play with urgency, but you still have to be calm. You still have to be composed, and you still have to be sharp.
Want to give special thanks to tonight's presenting partner, Mercy, official medical provider for Energy FC. out of bounds. It'll be Switchbacks ball in these final 2 minutes. George, your analysis, your man of the match. I don't want to jinx it, but at this point, man of the match, who would you look at?
Oh, man. Miguel Gonzalez deserves credit, but I'm going to say Ronnie Argueta. I think he deserves credit for doing very well defensively, helping out an attack every once in a while. I'll give it to him.
And Biscoff. Tough. Jackson. Trying to look for the big man in the middle, but can't get the ball to him. Inside the area, it'll be
just outside.
Oh, that is close. I'd like to see a replay on that one, and I could understand totally why you start seeing Jordan Rideout so upset. He's like, it's inside. It looked like, but it's not only that, it's the angle where he calls it from. I mean, how can it be one way or the other? That's when you need to have some help from your referee assistant.
Yep, that's why he went over the.
Right there, let's see, right?
No, it's just outside.
Just outside.
Right, if anything, is right on the line.
Oh, if you want to start really looking at right on the line is a penalty, but you start seeing Patrick Stalmach saying, on my whistle. 89-25, dramatic finish here at Taft Stadium. And many know that ball has to go to one man, whoever at this point, but one man especially in these types of situations. Here's Dalgard looking to at least curl it out. Swinger looking for Koenig, trying to
6'2"
look for the equalizer.
6'2". You've seen him win area battles all game.
He was part of the reason why they scored their first one. Why can't it be a second time around?
Don't be surprised if they play this one on the ground as well. At this angle, maybe a quick run, keep the ball on the ground, shot on goal with the right foot. We'll see what happens.
As all the discussion has already extended almost over a minute. There's 2 substitutions coming on, as it'll be Jacob Causey and Davey Armstrong coming on for the Switchbacks.
Entering the match, number 16, Jacob Causey, replacing number 9, Marty Mabin.
And Marty Mabin comes off.
Correction, number 6, Davey Armstrong, replacing number 35, Tae-Song Kim.
And Tae-Song Kim
substitutions take place on the 90th minute.
So Davey Armstrong coming on for him. Good work also by Tae-Song Kim as a corner kick coming up. Looking to go first post. Too many Switchbacks. They're anticipating it quickly. 90-53. Still waiting to see how many minutes the referee has given as far as stoppage time. Trying to throw it in there. Hey, let's see what happens. Meanwhile, that looked like a handball right there. The fans are looking for it, but not the case as play continues. Just trying to knock it deep. It goes to Cyprian Hedrick. He's looking to just serve it into the box. See what happens. Ball right there as an opportunity. Koenig could not connect. It goes just wide. It'll be a goal kick for Colorado Springs, or at least that's the first indication. Let's see what happens. As you see right there, the replay, but the ball, good job by Hedrick. But again, the defense, Toth able to miss it. Koenig not able to slam it through.
Tough break there.
Another ball coming through, the ball bouncing around, nobody can get to it. And just smacking it out wide anywhere except on the pitch. Another chance, 21 to the 22. I haven't seen Cody Lorendi try and go through. Here's Dalgard swinging it out wide. The chance, ball brought down, the chance, the shot that goes over. Unbelievable finish here. Looked like it was deflected and trying to get it, but this time it is a goal kick.
Some desperate defending by Colorado Springs here in the dying minutes of this match.
Hey, George, we said how tight these two teams are, how evenly matched they are, and that's showing especially in the final few minutes. All the goals you don't make, the goals you don't score get scored on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sidelines indicated that there will be a minimum of 5 minutes.
5 minutes of stoppage time. We're already halfway through, as a matter of fact. 2.5 in, as it's Jackson. Good job by Suggs as he continues to battle. Even better work by Biscoff. It'll be another corner kick, another chance for the equalizer. Fans just saying, come on, guys, let's go. Seeing if Cody Lorendi will get into the mix. At this point, if you lose 2-1, 3-1, whatever, you got to go for it all.
Yeah, for sure. Biscoff,
there he goes.
Second half.
Lorendi. Dalgard. Ball goes through, gets cleared out. Looking to serve it through, it gets deflected. It'll be a throw-in. 2 minutes left. What will happen? Dramatic finish here. I know fans on both sides gritting their teeth, hoping to get these 3 points, hoping to get the opportunity to be able to at least see a dramatic finish that favors one or the other. Of course, one fan group or the other. Here's Thomas. The chance, the shot that goes through has to be scooped away. Great parry there by Dave Alagoric.
Yeah, that one's tricky. Kind of skipped on the pitch a little bit. Deceptive in its pace. Well done by Goric to keep it out. Good.
The spin too. Yeah, it was very tricky, especially with the turf. Here comes the corner kick. In-swinger coming up. Do they have one left? The ball goes through. It's Goric still bouncing around, still going through. Lorendi, nobody able to get to it. Goes out wide to Biscoff. One more chance. Final minute of play. Dramatic finish here at Taft Stadium. Biscoff not able to get it. Lorendi looking to bail a team out. Goes out to Jackson. Here's a good opportunity. It's Cyprian Hedrick, excuse me. Ball going through. Dramatic finish. Gets knocked out of bounds. Jimmy Nielsen he doesn't let it go out of bounds, but says, you know what, forget it. Here's Cody Lorendi sending it deep. One more time. It goes right into the hands of Dave Alagoric. And he's going to hold it like a newborn baby on the ground. And
get up, get up.
He's going to try and milk it as much as he can. Sure, why not? The clock will stop. You should have at least about 30 seconds or so left when play resumes.
You know, the more that Goric stays down and the more they stop the clock, that's more time they add on for Energy FC, which means more time for them to get an equalizer. So,
and one of Jimmy Nielsen's assistants getting sent off.
Now we saw when Chuchu made those 2 substitutions in the 90th minute, Jimmy Nielsen actually had some choice words kind of directed that would give him kind of an evil stare, for lack of a better term. So I wonder if that's continuing to boil over.
You got to calm down. Okay, you got to calm down. You got to calm down. There's children. So George, to quickly enter that course, it was a very intense and frenetic finish there. Let's see what happens in these final few minutes. Is Dave Alagoric recovers without the use of magic spray.
The
96 minutes.
The gamesmanship of soccer.
Trying to slow it down. Here's a good chance for Colorado Springs to try and kill off the time, as it's Miguel Gonzalez down the left, just trying to hold it. And again, Gareth Evans sweeping it away, but not being able to recover. Should be about a few more seconds. Another substitution looking to come in, and it's Aaron King. Just in case. Here's Jackson. Oh, too heavy on that first touch. Loses it. And Cyprian Hedrick looking to see where Danny Koenig is. He's trying to send it deep. Not deep enough. Well, Koenig wasn't deep enough either.
And the USL 5 substitutions, not 3.
Oh, you see the foul being committed there. And Saeed Robinson comes through. So this should be the final minute. Let's see what the Switchbacks do here in the final few seconds. As you do see Aaron King coming on. Of course, Aaron King.
Bertoloni is the man coming off.
Yeah, Bertoloni, the work that he was able to do. That's why he's the captain. That's why he's the charismatic leader of this team.
Number 4,
As you see Aaron King coming on. Coverage.
Time of the substitution in the 90th minute.
Oh, another mistake here by the defense. Gonzalez setting up. It's Gareth Evans. Took one touch too many, has it taken away. Here's Saeed Robinson. Good job by Kaylin Ryden doing a great job, great bit of work, as it'll be a throw-in, but not, well, let's see, the referee blew the whistle. Kind of teased us there as the foul being called. Already 8 minutes of stoppage time given by the referee. That's Saeed Robinson just going to hold it. Just trying to be patient. Desperately need to get that ball back. It's Robinson getting through. Hedrick battling. Getting back, and not much going on as it's, again, Biscoff. One last-ditch effort here. Are they able to have that magic bullet in them? It was Biscoff down the left side, being marked there by Davey Armstrong, who just recently came in. The ball floated, looking for Jackson, finding Devala, and that is it. Colorado Springs with a 2-1 win over OKC Energy Football Club.
Hard-fought victory for Colorado Springs. They did well in the first half to pick up those the goal in the first half, and obviously take the 2-0 advantage. The pressing style wore down Energy FC. Eventually, they would wear down themselves, Energy pulling one back, but it really was a situation where Energy FC just could not do enough in the first 65, 70 minutes to get themselves and keep themselves in the game, and they just needed some desperate activity at the end to keep from getting shut out at home. And when you consider last season, only one loss at home all season, and they've already lost at home in their first game of the season. So it's a tough break for Energy FC, but it's a good learning experience for them going forward as they figured out some things. They learned about their team. Jimmy Nielsen making some important substitutions that were important in that allowed the team in the second half to get back into it. But that the Colorado Springs, the way they pressed in the first half and 10 minutes into the second half, kind of took it out of Energy FC, and they didn't have enough in the end to fight back and get the 3 points.
One thing that you mentioned, especially during the end of the first half and also throughout halftime, was the effort being put by Colorado Springs able to subsist, be able to last throughout the entire night. Yeah. Obviously, the answer was no. Right. But more importantly, it was the effort that was being put by Energy and trying to communicate a little bit better between the defense really was their undoing at times. They were able to concede those 2 goals based on defensive lapses, but more importantly, it was those defensive lapses that make the difference for them and not being able to get the victory. Let's check out the highlights of the entire match. Very impressive victory for Colorado Springs as they were able to come away with a big 2-1 win to start out their season. And initially, you did see at least Colorado Springs pressing. The Switchbacks really looked to go forward, but you did see a couple of factors such as Gareth Evans' yellow card really changing things. And you do start to see that there were certain moments when you saw that the defense was kind of, stumbling a little bit, such as this effort right here that leads to the first goal.
Well, yeah, Lorendi makes a poor goal kick, and that really put Hedrick in a bad spot. And then he takes out Hedrick, and that leaves it easily for Marty Maven. So that was a tough break. But that back line had been under pressure. They were really being pressed by Colorado Springs the entire match. The back line makes a mistake here, turns the ball over in the midfield, and then Miguel Gonzalez does the rest on his brother's team, against his brother's team. So the defense is something that they have to clean up for the rest of the season. Good thing that it happened now in Game 1 as opposed to Game 26, 27 later on in the season. That's something Jimmy Nielsen can fix. Opening game, you see where your weaknesses are, plenty of time to improve. And this is something that is a positive for them going forward, able to score on set pieces. That could be a benefit for them as the season progresses as well.
The attitude that they did show, you have to commend. It was really a good bit of work, really complicating things there towards the end. There were a couple of situations where they were able to really create some important situations, not only off a set piece, but also off of the run of play. There was a couple of important plays there for Energy FC, but it still wasn't enough. They were not able to really connect with Danny Koenig on a consistent basis. They weren't able to make him as active as they should have initially.
Well, good things started to happen when Toth came in and when Jackson came in, especially when Jackson came in. Now, I think he gave the ball away a little too often in this match, but he was able to run at defenders. He was able to, play the quick touching game. We saw quick passing game as well, and we saw that he can be someone that maybe should start in the future, because when you consider Townsend didn't play particularly well in this game, Jackson did well. He was able to play quickly and get that 1-2 touch going. That's something Energy FC can do. So there were signs in this game that Energy FC can play better and that they can also play attractive football as well, but they have to work on tightening up their defense.
And you see the stats right there, although towards the end you do see that Energy came up with more shots or more shot opportunities per se. more corner kicks, obviously, especially that rapid-fire sequence that they did have towards the end, and the attitude that they showed. It was a very positive step forward for them. It's still a very long season. It's still a lot of matches to be played, but still, there are some very good positives to take away despite coming on the wrong side of a 2-1 scoreline. So otherwise, other than that, George, we really have to start looking at it and start looking at the next match against St. Louis. But that'll be a very interesting one as well in the next couple of weeks. That'll be their next home game. So we start checking out the final again. It's the Switchbacks 2 and Energy FC 1. So a very interesting set of circumstances there. So for George DiMattelis, my name is Juan Arango. Thank you very much for joining us here on Energy TV.
Don't miss Energy FC take on St. Louis FC Saturday, April the 9th at Taft Stadium. For tickets, call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.